Jupiter has always been known as the great benefic, bringing opportunity, personal wealth, political prominence, high social position, professional success, and kingships of various kinds. It's the planet associated with the king of the Olympian gods. Jupiter is a glory-prone planet that can be viewed as a smaller, more specialized sun that encourages our growth. Jupiter was also the lawgiver, so there is an association with principles, ethics, and perspectives, all of which bring a larger vision to life. Jupiter is responsible for our expansion, pushing the boundaries of knowledge and experience. Where we find Jupiter, we tend to see ourselves as lucky, and we see that part of life as rich in meaning. Jupiter in Earth is quite different from fire. The planet's faith comes not from vision, but from practicality and dependability. The earth element tends to be cautious, so even the wild and bucking essence of Jupiter is channeled into productive pursuits. Luck is stimulated by working hard and assuming responsibilities. In Earth, Jupiter tunes into the rhythms of nature. Their innate understanding of how the material plane functions gives the earth signs patience, self-discipline, and adherence to conventions. Finding a niche is especially important to them, and they have a constant need for security. Jupiter in Taurus indicates first and foremost steady growth. Taurus is a sign associated with organic fruitfulness and a physically oriented kind of development. Things flow most easily when natural cycles and natural cravings are followed. This planet and this sign work in tandem to create a life centered around a well-developed sensuality. The excitement this planet searches for is found within the human form. The senses are an adventure in themselves, and there's often a respectful relationship with the body. Spiritual contemplation may be found lingering over a cup of coffee. Consider the fact that a super present Buddhist monk may start the day with a cup of tea that takes over an hour to consume. That simple act becomes a meditation. Jupiter in Taurus understands this on an intuitive level. They know that if you slow down, way down, the world of objects gets really interesting. Now, if we go deeper into the psychology of this Jupiter, we find that their interest in sensuality is from a hardcore materialism. Materialism is the belief that material possessions and physical comfort is more important than spiritual values. Thus, they have refined tastes and are even moved by the beauty of objects, stable, comforting objects. When they have the money to finance those tastes, you see the happiness of Jupiter bubbling up. Jupiter in Taurus is a collector by nature, and consumption can be a form of self-expression. When it comes to faith, a simple existence built upon a harmonious relationship with themselves and nature provides the foundation for the pursuit of a higher calling. Now, when circumstances have done something to deform this Jupiter, you might see a miserly quality, or someone who gets into a lot of consumer debt, or they get into totally unregulated pleasure seeking, otherwise known as hedonism. Jupiter in Virgo expands via conscientiousness or by producing good work. If the thing they've produced is valuable, they can feel the happiness and sense of abundance that Jupiter provides. This can seem somewhat serious to the Jupiters in fire, perhaps even mundane, but this is how Jupiter in Virgo develops faith in themselves. Minimalism is where it's at for them because that's a form of purity. This placement empowers the analytical mind. It grants a deep understanding of patterns and the ability to tease out all the factors in a situation. It likes asking questions and finding provable answers. Since this is a logical placement, it's more likely to pursue the mental aspects of religion, making sense of it, and trying to bring the spiritual into the material world through service. Service is expansive and brings the lucky experiences for which Jupiter is famous. This placement is also a seeker of universal truths. Why is that important to them? Because they're always in pursuit of whatever makes life work smoothly. Don't forget, Jupiter in any earth sign seeks security. Taurus does it in material conditions, Capricorn in social status, and Virgo in a more introspective way, inner wholeness and integrity. Integrity is safe. It's something you can count on, not just in some situations, but in all situations. I'll close with the underside of this placement, which is worrying, excessive anxiety, an oppressive need for proof, and overindulgence in negative self-talk. Jupiter in Cap is interesting because here, the wildest, most excessive planet is in the strict and serious sign of the goat. How does that work? Well, this Jupiter only gains success through hard work. They're good at getting and keeping jobs, as well as moving up. And they usually get pleasure out of working itself. They have faith in the idea that there's no free lunch, but there's a certain simplicity to that. This Jupiter is surrounded by an aura that says, I am responsible. You can trust me to take the wheel. And that's how they organize, structure, and conquer the world. This native is programmed for long-term goals, not get-rich-quick schemes. They think in terms of phases and eras in life, seasons where advancement is possible and seasons where you must wait for things to germinate. Due to the constraints of time on their development, they tend to bloom in the second half of life, but positive results tend to be solid and long-lasting. This placement is a builder. and they often prefer to build wealth, construct a good reputation, and fashion the appropriate public image. They see easy growth in routine day-to-day matters. This Jupiter trusts in reality, relevant experience, and tradition. Capricorn looks backward for the wisdom it seeks, even back to world history, selecting guidance from the sea of what has already occurred and already been deemed wise. There's a reality to the past. It seems to be stable, unchangeable. On the dark side, there can be some difficulty in fulfilling more abstract spiritual and emotional needs. Jupiter in Capricorn believes what's right in front of them, and too much realism can result in periodic depression or a knee-jerk fear of expansion. In extreme cases, this placement can get into social climbing or advancement without conscience, and they can call that realism too. Thank you for watching Secrets from an Astrologer's Desk, Jupiter in Earth. Stay tuned for all the ways you can get in touch for a birth chart reading and full astrological services. I'm Joy. Jupiter through the air signs is next.